Todd, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I made you a co-host. That way, in case my phone drops out.
Okay.
All right. That way,
That's
if anybody
fine.
wants to get in, you can accept them in too.
Okay. That sounds
All right.
good.
Hello.
Hello, Ben. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, awake and kicking, buddy.
That's good.
Waiting for this next snow to hit.
Yeah, 'cause I haven't. Are they increasing snow chances on this one?
2 to 5 is what they said.
Oh, wow. Look that up.
Yeah, they said rain and then turn to snow.
I had 2 was enough for me this year.
I bet.
I actually like driving in it.
Oh, I do too. The only problem I always had is the ones that freaked out when they had to drive in it. Tell them
Yeah.
to go home, stay home, and they won't listen for some strange reason. Never did understand that. All right. Nick, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, we pretty good for what is this, Tuesday?
It's hard to keep track.
Wait a minute, what's the shirt and the tie for?
Yeah, I'm upstairs now.
You're CIS now.
Right.
Big time.
I have 2 windows in my office now instead of none. So that's got to count for something, right?
You're moving up. I'm impressed. Proud of you too.
I appreciate it.
I remember when you started and we didn't have any except in the kitchen over on Quality Drive.
Yeah, I'm sharing 2 bathrooms for an entire agency,
Yeah, no kidding.
especially during the day.
Yeah, that was always fun. All right. Well, it's 4:30, but let's give it a minute and see if anybody else is gonna make it. And there's Natalia. All right. Hello, Natalia. All right. Well, there's Eddie. All right. Well, it's 4:31. Anybody jumps in, they can jump in. We'll go ahead and get started. Did everyone get the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes, I'll make a motion. We approve.
All right. Ben makes a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Nick, second. Any additions, corrections, anything, discussion? All those in favor say aye.
All right.
All opposed? All right, that passes. Anybody have any new business? Because we have none on the agenda. Okay, we'll move on to the old business. Natalia, the Colony subdivision entrance on 25.
Yeah, I don't have,
So nothing new on that?
no, I believe I sent a striping plan to Eddie. I don't know if anything's been looked at further with that. I don't.
Yes,
recall.
you did. We got that plan. Thank you for doing that. We just haven't acted on it yet. We have, there's been no action.
Okay.
We haven't put it in yet.
Okay, well, if you'll, you can follow up with me if you have any questions.
Yeah, I probably need to call you, have a sidebar call and look at it together, make sure I understand what you're wanting. And then I'll have to communicate that to our striping people.
Okay,
We have a company that we have a contract with for all of our street striping. And I'll
okay.
have to look at that. I'll have to look at that with them as well.
And we also did put this on the list just for our consultant that we have on contract to take a look at, and they should
Okay.
be getting me something back soon.
Okay.
It may or may not result in any recommended changes or options, but I'll let you know if they come up with, if they identify any additional needs there is what they're looking for.
Okay, that'd be great. That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can throw this in. Natalia, I think we copied you on the traffic study that was done for the zone change just down the road. And they looked at that intersection extensively, I think with Synchro, and had, I guess, made the recommendation that there be dual lanes exiting.
Okay.
Did you?
I don't recall seeing that. Was that sent to permits by chance, to Robert?
No, they weren't proposing to install, or I guess put a design on it, but it was part of the zone change review, was a traffic study.
Okay, I'll look for that email, and if I need it resent or something, I will email you about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's what what we're leaning towards too. That would be ideal as well. However, there's that median there and limited pavement width, I think, for 2 lanes.
All right, next thing is the pedestrian crossing at Georgetown College, replacing the big crossing at the student center.
Yeah, we got that in the last month's agenda. There was a picture. If everybody doesn't remember that one, they wanted to make a complete cross hatching for probably about, like, I don't know, 50, 60 feet maybe, to cover, like, I think the dorms, parking lot, maybe that next building in front of the student center.
Yeah, they had talked about that when I was at the college. They were wanting to do one huge one because there's a little one that goes to the house there, a big one that goes into the parking lot, and then another diagonal that goes to the dorm, and then they've got one that comes across to the alumni gym. So yeah, they had talked about it, but I don't know that would be an awful lot of paint going across there.
Yeah, that came at the college's request. They asked to look at that, and they actually submitted a little sketch of what they had in mind. What I told them was if they were willing to pay for the cost of it, that would help. But I didn't have any issues with what they were proposing. If they think it makes it safer, there's a lot of people a lot of foot traffic right in there. in front of the student center and all.
Okay, the Episcopal Church on South Broadway, they're at Clinton.
Nick, did that billboard speed sign get, what happened with that?
Remind me of this one more time. The Episcopal Church.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, there's a church on the corner on Broadway,
Mhm.
Episcopal Church, and it merges with the side road. I forget the name of the street, but it goes down to where the water filtration plant is, and down to Royal Springs there. And people fly down that hill, and they were asking if that speed sign could be put
Oh,
up.
the speed trailer. Sorry, for some
Yeah,
reason.
speed
I'm
trailer.
finding
No,
the text sign, and I'm like, I don't remember.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Gotcha. I know that I added it to the list. So I don't move those anymore. So I basically just relay that to the folks here that do. So I can look into it and find out. It's still on the list. If it's not already sitting out there, it just hasn't made its way through the list yet to get the speed trailer put out there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nick. No outlet signs, Harmony Ridge subdivision.
Yeah, we're still looking at that. We haven't really made a decision whether it's warranted or not. It was requested by the developer out there.
Okay.
No,
All right.
actually, that was requested maybe by the police department. I can't remember.
No, a homeowner called in and Ben said that actually those streets are going to loop back around in a development that's been submitted. So I think we said if we have them available, we'll put them up temporarily, but we won't buy any to put up, which I don't know if we even have any. So those were those 3 dead end courts in Harmony Ridge.
Alrighty. Natalia, the turning lanes at Clayton and South Broadway on 25.
Yeah, took a look at that, and there's not going to be enough room. And I responded back to Eddie as well. And who else was on that email? I don't recall, but I responded back, and it's just not going to work out based on the turning radiuses for school buses. They're not going to be able to use that right turn lane and make that turn effectively. So we may take a look and see if we can do any striping changes to discourage people from using that and separating out into a separate turning lane.
So the only thing to add on that, right now, the stop bar seems to go all the way over, just a couple feet off the power pole. So that could probably be shortened, and maybe a little white stripe or something on the side. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, maybe trying to take that radius around a little bit. Potentially we could look at doing a combination arrow as well to where they need to be sitting, like a through left and right to show that it's just a single lane. So we'll take, I'm going to give it to my striping guy, my marking guy, and have him take a look and see what he comes up with.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. And this may be for Nick. Falls Creek mailbox blocked. It's an ongoing continuous problem.
Is this the cluster of mailboxes there at the green apartment building?
Okay. I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's just an ongoing issue. We just need to, from Candace, let the traffic guys know about it.
Ultimately, the traffic ordinance will address this.
Okay.
Or at least we're considering that. There's some cities that do have things on the books about parking in front of mailboxes, and they actually have ordinances in place prohibiting that.
Okay. So something we can work into the traffic ordinance, or do a completely
We
separate one?
could, yeah. It's a
You-
question of whether we want to or not. The city wants to or not.
Okay.
Yeah, whether they think that's appropriate or not.
All right.
On certain streets, so many mailboxes, you wouldn't have any parking. That's the issue.
All right. Village Park Drive, Falls Creek, no through traffic signs. I think we're in the process of, if we have one and we can use it, to go with it, but was that the
Yeah,
understanding?
that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. It's a request that came in. If we have an extra sign around, we may put one up. We haven't decided yet.
Okay. All right. And then the Walmart delineators that have been damaged by the snow plows, I think they're still laying in a pile up next to the fence.
Last time I drove by, they were gone.
Yeah, I had my staff pick them up.
Okay.
I don't have it on the email. They called me about it. I'd have to call them back and ask them again. I know there are several things that were damaged on them, and I don't know how much would be reusable. So we'd definitely need, new hardware, or potentially some new delineators and things to stick in the bases. I did send specs and everything to Frankfurt, and it's been going around Frankfurt through different departments. Hopefully, I got an email not too long ago from someone that said they've got it, and they're gonna try to work on getting together a contract. So I'll follow up with them, and hopefully we can get something moving on that.
Okay. All right. Is this something we need to keep on the agenda, or can we remove it?
It wouldn't hurt to keep it on there.
Okay.
That way I can remember to follow up with, since it's in Frankfurt, that way I can remember to follow up with them.
Okay. All right. And next is the TAP grant project, West Main Street. Eddie?
Yeah, that's our flagship project. It's the bridge going over the Royal Springs Bridge Aqueduct, and we have a signed contract with him, and they will probably start work when it warms up. And when spring weather breaks, you'll start to see some activity down there. So should be a really good project for the city.
Okay, good deal. Intersection at Hamilton and Washington, the stop bars, I know that's on Robert and Eddie Mulberry, or Eddie Fryman's list to do. And then
Yeah, it is. It's just like go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done. I apologize for that. Yeah, all those projects like the intersection at Hamilton and Washington, the Village Drive Park, they're on our list of things to do. We're backed up right now with work orders and
Right.
And we will get to all those and move, including the stop bar and all that stuff. So didn't want anybody to think it wasn't going to get done. It will.
Okay. And then we're the Main
That's
Street
all I had.
paving. Okay. Then the Main Street paving and parking is down to a punch list on things. So that's being worked on. The traffic ordinance is very soon to be completed and sent to full council for consideration. Tabled business, the no parking signs on the various locations. And then the stop signs at Seminole, Hutchins, and Copperfield and Hiawatha. Brennan, what was the latest on that one?
We were still on hold for that.
Okay. Okay, so we'll keep moving forward. Cynthiana Road, traffic and lighting at the new subdivisions out there.
Well, let's see. So lighting, if there's interest in lighting, that could be done by permit.
Right.
In terms of traffic, I think that's in regards to requests for a traffic signal. I haven't heard anything further from anyone about those intersections. Have you all had any other requests or complaints?
None that I heard of.
Okay.
So, okay.
Not in
So,
a while. It's been a while, but not lately.
Okay. Because I have a very long list of different things. I mean, we could always have it added to the list for review to see if any improvements are needed, but are the developments completed out there?
I think one going out
Go
is
ahead.
on the, I was going to say one on the right, which is Pleasant Valley. I think it is, or is very close to, and the other is Barkley Meadows. And I know they're still rocking roadways down there. So I'm not sure how close they are.
Okay.
Yeah, Barkley is platted now, so they'll probably start on homes in the next month or so. Their turn lanes were completed. There's another commercial area just north of there that went to the planning commission this last time for Dollar General. We're discussing traffic improvements at that location, but it's one of those, the speed is high. It's 55 posted. And, they seems like they go 70 at times. And, certain times a day, I think people are having trouble getting out.
As
From which intersection, the Barkley or the
I would say any of them at times. I don't know which one the complaint came in on.
okay. Well, yeah, that is a straight stretch. It's flat, it's wide, has shoulders. That's signal is not going to affect the speed at all.
I think they're probably more looking at the fact of the Toyota traffic 4 times a day. That's just them tough getting out, because I know it's out there on Cynthiana Road. It is tough when they are coming and going. So.
Okay. I mean, if y'all get further complaints, I'll try to look back at those emails and see if there was a specific intersection that there was complaints about. I mean, it's difficult because we realize everywhere is hard to get out a certain time of day, but it's usually a very short time period. And that doesn't necessarily mean a signal is going to be warranted or be safer the rest of the time. It could, a lot of times collisions increase when you put in a signal. So we'd have to add it to the list and take a look at it, but it does help if an area is, mostly or fully developed. So I'll try to look back and see which specific intersection was requested and take a look at the area, and we could add it to the list for review. And then if you all hear anything further, let us know. If there's, nighttime complaints about visibility and there's lighting requests. Eddie, you all are familiar with the permit process for adding lighting at intersections. So, you can get in touch with me about that if you all want to pursue that route.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Just to help you out, this dates back to last February 21. I think that's when we heard the person. And it was the intersection of Barclay Lane that they were complaining about.
Okay, thanks.
All right. And then the last thing on the agenda, our next meeting is February 22nd, 2022 at 4:30 p.m. via the Zoom. Does anybody have anything else?
That's a Tuesday also,
That is a Tuesday. Okay.
President's Day.
Okay. All right. So it is on a Tuesday. So it'll be a little different than normal. So anybody have anything else to come before this? If
No,
not,
thanks, Todd.
we'll stand adjourned. Y'all have a great day.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Todd.
All right.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.